When I first showed this video to a crowd of people, their jaws dropped because they could not believe the amount that was achieved in this new garden, what Donna had done in a new garden in under 5 months. It was a field and then it turned into this amazing mini paradise. So here's Donna to share her story, and if this doesn't inspire you and if this doesn't make you want to start gardening or change things around, then I'm not really sure what will.
My name's Donna Harris. We've been at this plot since April. It's hard to imagine now looking at it that it was just a field when we started. We was able to pick which plot we wanted, so we chose the one next to the field next door because it's nicer to look out on, isn't it, and have a glass of wine when you've done a hard day's work in the sunset. So basically it was just a field right down to the bottom. Initially I wanted half a plot because I thought one was too much, and then I thought by the time we'd laid a few things out it wasn't going to be big enough, so we extended it to a full plot, and now my husband put in all the beds. We wanted to make it easy to maintain and have the beds that you could get around. I wanted to densely plant things, you know, as per like your book, pack things in and then the weeds can't come in basically, so it's easier to look after and maintain. And I'm blown away by what we've achieved in such a small space of time and the produce that we've had off the plot in such a small space of time. I mean, we've been giving stuff away and had so much stuff we don't know what to do with it, so it's been a real success, and you know, the insects seem to love it. So at the start, we was sort of down here every night, and sometimes we spend 2 or 3 hours down here. So the hardest bit was just laying out how we wanted things to work. I knew I wanted my dahlia bed to be in the side. I knew I wanted this first half to be flowers mainly, although vegetables are creeping in now. And then we just built the beds and went from there. Luckily, one of the chaps on the allotments, he is a wood surgeon, so he has all the chip-ins. So that again helps control the weeds. While you're not weeding, you can maintain your vegetables. So we just wanted to make it as easy to do as possible and look after, and just fill it with colour and like variation and just enjoy it really. I just can't, you know, I'm still blown away by what we've got growing, and vegetables are a new love for me. I never used to like vegetables, but now I can totally get on board with the love for them. Well, I just thought that was boring, you know, like I love flowers. I've always been a gardener and love flowers, and that's my main thing, and vegetables to me I just wasn't interested. But since I've been growing my own, tasting how much nicer they taste, cooking, you know, like butternut squash soups, and it's your own produce that you've lovingly tended to and grown, you can't beat it. You just can't beat that feeling of homegrown. You know everything that's been on it. It's so much tastier. I can't emphasize enough like how much this has like changed our lives and how much better it is to grow your own stuff, because I think people would be amazed if, you know, even a small plot of land, a little balcony or something, if you just start growing a little bit, the taste is just, well, you know, you can't beat the taste, can you? It doesn't compare to supermarket, and the pride that you have when you've grown it, made something delicious with it and put it on a plate, it's what's better than that really. You know, this should make everybody want to have a go, because it's not hard. My husband doesn't like gardening, you know, he's done the hard work of making the beds, but once it's there, the infrastructure's there, you know, and you've got the love and the enthusiasm, just keep chucking stuff in. It'll either survive or it won't, you know. More than likely it survives and you get something amazing off of it. So thing for me is I wasn't really ready with any plants or anything, so my first vegetable plants I had to go and buy plugs, which I do want to grow my own because I love growing my own flowers and things like that, which I do for home. So this year I'm looking forward to like growing everything from scratch and not having to buy any plugs and things like that. So that'll be my first thing. I felt like I wasn't really ready. I've not got the plants ready. I've got the flowers ready, but not the vegetables. So that was that, and it has been a tricky year with watering as well. We wanted to be really sustainable on this plot and have like a water tank. We've got an IBC tank at the back, want to put a greenhouse up or a polytunnel and have another one on there. So I don't want to be able to use the well on the plot. I want to have all the water I need for my plot on site, but because we've had the driest year ever, I've had to be bringing 6 25-litre tanks from home in the car, lugging them over the back fence, and then literally we've got a system going. My husband pours them into 3 watering cans and I run around watering all the allotments. So it has been a challenge doing that because it's been been the whole summer basically. We've not had, it's not like we've had a really good bit of rain to just give it a top up. It's literally been so dry here until the last few days. So that would, you know, we've certainly gone in at the deep end. I think if we can keep things alive like we have done this year, then hopefully, you know, other years will be a piece of cake, because it's been tough in that respect, just keeping on top of the watering. But I didn't want to overwater them either, because I wanted them to put the roots down so they get stronger plants, and I'm not, you know, mollycoddling them because it's hot and, you know, giving them water every day. So I would only probably do it twice a week, and, you know, if anything did look a bit sort of sad, I'd give it a little pep with a bit of water and give it a little pep up, and that was it really. But they've done so well, and these plants here, I've not really watered any of these. It's only my dahlias that I've been watering, and the vegetables, and obviously the sweet peas when they were in, they've done now, but all the rest have kind of like fended for themselves. And it does make you see how strong plants actually are, and they can look after themselves, and they don't need watering every day. I mean, some people were literally watering every day, and I thought they don't need that. You know, we don't need to water it every day. It's, you know, it's proof it's survived, and this hasn't been watered every day. So, you know, they're a lot more resilient than what you think. So basically we started this mid-April. With time we got the plants in and everything was growing away. Things were a bit slow to start off with. It didn't all shoot up because it's been dry, but then they've sort of caught up as sort of August came. We've suddenly had, everything's just gone mad, and it's like they've had a real oomph of something, and by September we've got all this, you know, we're in full harvest basically. The amount of crops that we've got from just sort of short space of time jumping into the growing season like we did, it just shows you can just chuck a load of stuff in and they'll just, you know, this is what it's done from mid-April to September. So it's, you know, that's what you can achieve in that space of time. You don't need to be waiting a year before you see anything on there. It's pretty much instant, I'd say. I think my husband's happy because I kept saying I wanted to move house to have a bigger garden. So this is like my bigger garden, if you like. So, but it's ideal because I love vegetables in the allotment, but I don't want them in my garden. So, you know, it's about the aesthetics of me at home and here. So I like to have a beautiful space wherever I'm working. So I've tried to make this pretty as well. But just having this additional space, and it feels like I'm in the countryside because the field's next to me. So the whole vibe of where the allotment is, it's just, you know, it's priceless. I just wouldn't give this allotment up for the world. It's just, I feel the luckiest person because I know so many people are waiting for allotments, and I kind of feel like this fell in my lap. I saw it on the local Facebook page while I was on holiday. I inquired about it. I looked at it 2 days later and I got my name down for it. And I know that's not the case for everybody, which is a real shame. So I do, you know, I do take it for everything that it is, and I'm so grateful that I do have this space because it's just amazing. I love it, really do. Well, I'd say don't be fazed by it. Break it down into spaces. But this was a whole field when we first came. I thought, blimey, what am I going to do with this? And it did look terrifying. And you know, I thought I'm going to break it into half for start, and I put my archways in. So we've kind of got the three to separate the areas. I thought the first bit was going to be flowers, have vegetables in the middle, and then a utility area at the back. So then if you break it down into smaller areas, it's not quite such a big task. You know, if you only want to do one, then focus on the one and you know what your plans are for the other two. So, you know, you don't have to do it all in one go. It's whatever you want to do. But if you break it down into smaller bits, then that makes it not feel such a big daunting task. Two, you know, have a go at growing your own stuff. I know you can buy plugs and stuff, but you'll be amazed at like whatever seeds you put in a bit of compost, they do want to survive. Like seeds have just got this, they just want to live. So, you know, when you see these little seeds coming through, it just gives you immense satisfaction that you've grown these and you can enjoy them and say, do you want some of my homemade whatever, or home bunch of flowers? It's just, you know, it's wonderful. And the third thing I'd say is because you are working, you know, it's a lot of deadheading, a bit of weeding, stuff like that, but enjoy it. So we've put in areas like a seating area there, a seating area there. It's just nice to be able to sit with a glass of wine and some friends and just enjoy the space, because it's an additional space that you've got and it's there to be enjoyed as well as just working in it. And, you know, if you've got the passion and you want to do it, just chuck it in and have it a go, and you'll be amazed once it all starts. growing like this, you just won't want to stop. You'll be blown away by it. So I didn't have a planting plan or anything with this. I just thought I wanted plants in the first bit. I want to be able to create beautiful homemade bouquets that I can give to friends or family. If you're going out somewhere, you can just gift those. I knew I wanted my dahlias in because I had about 50 odd dahlias from last year that I tried to grow at home in pots that had to have a permanent home here. So basically I got those in, and then the rest was just chuck some seeds in. Some plants love just scattering the seeds in and growing them straight from scattering them rather than growing them in little plugs. And I've just chucked it around, had a little go. Because it was sort of last minute and I got the allotment and I had to get stuff in, I just sort of put things in as and where I wanted them. But next year I'm going to plan the beds with a bit more sort of, you know, finesse and get as much in there as I can, because I want to utilise every single inch of this allotment. I mean, I thought at first like a whole allotment was going to be too much, and now it's not enough. I could take on next door's plot as well, but I'm sure they wouldn't want me to do that. So but yeah, so just cram it all in and just enjoy it. So, you know, have a go, grow stuff like this. I've never grown this before, Cabea. I mean, this is just lovely. It's like so amazing. You know, grow stuff that you'd never grow before. Pumpkins, I've never grown a pumpkin. It's amazing seeing how they start off little and then, you know, you get a nice big pumpkin to make something with. I mean, that made me really exciting, coming down every day just checking my pumpkins. You know, people probably think I'm mad, but that gives me great joy. So, you know, but that's what us gardening folk are like, isn't it? You know, we get excited about pumpkins and courgettes. So I can say.
That was part of Gardina's Top of the Plots competition this year. It's running again next year, and there's a couple of videos here that you can watch to find out a little bit more. But yeah, what an inspiration Donna is.